What's up, guys? It's your girl PAPPIIDON, and I'm back with another video. This is a video that is very serious. It's a serious topic, as you can see from the title. We're talking about STDs today, and you know how important it is to get checked. This is something that I do believe is super important. I feel like a lot of people, men and women, have sex with men and women, and it's just one of those things that I feel like isn't talked about enough. And I'm not going to give y'all no numbers. Y'all can definitely look it up. But STD rates is at an all-time high, including coronavirus and everything else that's going on in the world. So make sure you protect yourself. So in no shape or form am I talking in a way to solicit or tell people to go out there and have sex. No, anything that I say is from my personal experience. And I just got to throw that disclaimer out there because people mix and they do shit with your words. It's social media. But anyway, so I just wanted to do this video because, again, I find it very important. And I'm going to talk about the story time where I was told that my partner had an STD. So we're going to take it back in the day. This was like roughly 2 years ago that this person was my partner. Roughly a year, this person was my partner, but they told me a year later that they were exposed to an STD. So I was living in California at the time on the west side. And I was on the west coast at that time, and I was just chilling, cooling, doing what I do best. And at the same time, like, I'm gonna be cleaning at the same time while I'm telling y'all this story because I got mad shit everywhere and I need to get that up because I'm like gonna be cleaning later on today anyway, so it's like I might as well multitask. But yeah, like, I was seeing this guy and we're just gonna call him, what's a good guy name? Let's call him Derek. So me and Derek was actually my next door neighbor. So me and Derek were next door neighbors, and like I had low key been peeping him and, you know, looking at him from the side like, ooh, that's a fine nigga right there. I'm interested. I want to talk to him. I want to get to know him, whatever the case may be. And for me, I'm sexually active, so I constantly get STD checks, which I feel like you should. But I mean, I got them often, especially like with the more that I begin to like be more sexual active. I would go like every 3 weeks, especially in California, because I had some good insurance out there, and they paid for it every 3 weeks. So it was a benefit, and I really appreciate them doing that because, oh shit, I forgot to put my. Let me go ahead and put these in here. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be digging in my nose real quick because I gotta put my fucking nose rings in before I lose them bitches. Alright. But, I mean, me and Derek is what I said his name was. Whew. I almost said his real name because I forgot that fast that I gave him a nickname. I saw Derek or whatever, and I started talking to him. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, it had been a while for me. So after a conversation of getting to know him, I, you know, had sex with him. I did wear a condom or whatever. But, I mean, I didn't even know the guy that long. I just liked his energy, and he was my next door neighbor. So I was just thinking in my mind, like, you know, worst come to worst, he's my next door neighbor. Like, I can go to him. I can tell him, like, what's up? Like, whatever the case may be. And so me and him ended up talking. But prior to Dustin, that ain't even his name. Prior to Derek, because his name ain't even Dustin. But prior to Derek, I had met another guy. And this guy, like, I really, really liked. Let's call him, like, I don't know, like let's just call him dude number one. Okay, it's gonna be dude number one and dude number two. Okay, I'm not even gonna do names because it's like hard to think of names, to be honest. Dude number one, I met him in July, and like I really loved his energy, loved his vibe, and I was thinking me and him were gonna be together, but my phone at the time was broke, and I had accidentally blocked him. And we never spoke to each other, so I was kind of hurt or whatever, because I really, really had the biggest crush on this guy. Like, I really, really liked him. I loved his energy. I loved his vibe. Like, he seemed like a really good dude. So Fast forward to dude number 2. So me and dude number 2 are kicking it heavy. Like, he's with me every day. We doing our thing. I'm getting checked. I trust him. And here's the thing I want to tell y'all. Like, don't trust what somebody tells you. Don't trust what nobody tell you, because somebody can sit here and be like, oh, I never had an STD. I never had this. I never had that. But you don't know. Ask people for paperwork. Don't be afraid to ask people for paperwork. I mean, if they can't show you paperwork, then that's a good sign that you might want to leave them alone, because it shouldn't be complicated to show somebody paperwork. And I get it. It could be an embarrassing thing to say or an embarrassing topic, but what's 5 minutes of embarrassment compared to a lifetime of changes and ordeals? You know, once you get an STD, now this is just how I am. I feel like you should tell your partners, your future partners, like, hey, you know, I have been exposed to particular STDs, because I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want them having sex with people, I mean, and then they don't even know that you've been exposed to some shit, and they not getting themselves checked. And then one of the biggest things that I notice is a lot of dudes don't self-check. There are a lot of dudes out here, women, there are lots of dudes out here who do not go get checked on a regular. That is a lie. Do not listen to them when they say that stupid ass shit. Oh, I do go get checked. No, you don't. Where's the last time you got checked? Oh, I got checked the last time. Oh, side note, I was messing with one dude, and he said, well, I ain't got nothing, because, I mean, the last girl I was dealing with, she had got an STD check, and she didn't have anything. Like, no, that's not how that shit works. So definitely go get checked. If they can't get checked, then it's an issue. And I already have my papers. I keep my papers on me. I got papers on me now. I keep my papers on me, just because you never know what type of situation you're going to be in. So I like to stay ready so I don't have to get ready. So that's just me personally. So, like, you know, anyways, back to the story. You know, I asked dude number 1 and dude number 2, because I slept with both of them. And they both said yes, they had got checked, whatever the case may be, da 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 da. So I trust them, because I feel like at this point, I'm in my 20s. I feel like people don't have a reason to lie. Like, and I know that's probably dumb and like really naive of me, but to be honest, that's just how I think. Like, I think, like, why would somebody lie about having an STD? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just like, you know, I'm not gonna trip about it, because I just don't believe that somebody would lie about that, because I wouldn't lie about it. But anyways, so I'm messing with dude number 2, and the whole time I was with dude number 2, he was cheating on me the whole time. And I know that he was cheating on me, but I was like, I'm not even gonna say love. I think I just wanted love so bad that I was just like, I'm gonna stay with him, because like, I'm the type of person, like, I know that I just asked one dude, and then I slept with dude number 2. But dude number 1 was out the picture. Like, I like to stick to one dude at a time. Like, that's how I am. I want to make sure I'm just, because once I get comfortable with you, the more I want to experience with you, the more I want to do with you. So it's just like, I don't like having multiple partners. I like having just one partner. So dude number 2, I didn't really want to get rid of him, because it's like, damn, I already done exposed myself to you. At this point, I started talking to him in like September. And so from September to like December, I think it was like around December, I ain't even gonna lie, it was before December. I think like probably in October, we stopped using condoms. Because I mean, I trusted him, and I knew in my mind that he was a fucked up person, because in October he started disappearing. In September we was with each other every day, so I knew he didn't have time to do anything. Like, literally morning, noon, and night we were with each other, so I trusted him more. But then there was just certain signs with female intuition. Anyway, so I stopped messing with dude number 2 in like December. And dude number 1 pops up out of nowhere. He hits me up on the gram. He hits the DM. He's like, yo, mommy, what's good? And I'm like, what's good? Like, what's happening? Like, what happened to you? Like, you did me dirty. I'm over here cussing him out, because I was like, dude number 2 would never existed if you would have stayed in the picture. And I'm just like, okay, what's going on? What's good? Whatever. And he was like, man, can I come kick it with you? I want to talk to you, or whatever the case may be. We talk. And I find out that, but that's when I found out my phone blocked him. Well, dude number 2 was already acting up. He was doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. He literally left for like 3 weeks and didn't talk to me, didn't answer my calls, none of that. So I was just like, all right, whatever. Dude number 1 was better anyway, so I'm messing around with dude number 1. And then I think I slept with dude number 2 like 2 times in the middle of me and dude number 1 still fucking around with each other. And That's on me. Is it some whole shit? I don't think it is, but people gonna have their opinion regardless. I personally don't feel like it's some whole shit. I'm grown. I definitely, everybody was aware of the situation. It wasn't like I lied about anything. I told dude number two, I told dude number one, and so I feel like it ain't no whole shit. But at the same time, I wasn't protecting myself. I did go get STD checks all the time, but I still didn't use a condom, even though I knew dude number two was definitely fucking other bitches. That was just dumb. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Like, I really loved dude number two, and that's why I kept going back to him. But at the same time, I knew he was doing fucked up shit, so I was like, all right, dude number one better anyway, so I'm gonna just fuck with dude number one or whatever. And so, I'm just chilling, and then like I leave California, and I'm, minding my own business, living my life. I still talk to dude number two. I still talk to dude number one. Me and him ended up, being the last person that I ended up messing around with. And so dude number two is out of the picture. He's done. Like, at this point, I knew he was cheating. He ended up getting a girl pregnant or whatever the case may be. So I was just like over all of that and moved on. But, I'm minding my own business. And what happened exactly? I don't know what happened, but I know, like, I just wake up to a text, and this was like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, mid-December. I wake up to a text, and that text says, damn, I have the text still, and I can't pull it up either, but it said, like, I have 2 STDs. Now, mind you, I haven't slept with this person in over a year. So I'm just like, wait a minute. You have 2 STDs? I'm like freaking out. So I'm calling this person back to back to back to back. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I'm texting them mad times like, yo, what is going on? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what do you have? And then they tell me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they ended up having like trick, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, herpes. Or something else. It was some. I don't know if it was herpes or not, but I know they had trick. I have the text messages. I wish I would have had those pulled up so I could read them. Then I get a text after that talking about, you a dirty bitch fucking with a nigga that already had a bitch. You dirty bitches always like to hop on niggas' dicks. Like, just this mad disrespectful text. So I already received one text that's mad disrespectful. Then I receive another text. My heart is pounding right now. When I tell y'all, I've never like freaked the fuck out and started crying like in my life like the way I did then. Like, I was just so scared because I was just like, how the fuck could I have been so careless? Like, and it's like, the worst part about it was like, I was getting STD checks on the regular and I didn't have anything. But when he did it, because the guy never even mentioned, dude number one never even mentioned the exact, because it was dude number one that sent me this text. He never even mentioned the diseases at first. I didn't even know the diseases until further down the text messages. So thank God I had nothing. But it was just the simple fact that I had been so careless and not thinking, and just trusting. Like, part of it is like, oh, I was being careless. The other part of it is I was just trusting. Like, I just trust people. Like, I want to believe that nobody would ever lie about something like that. And what made it worse is that dude number one had been exposed to trick twice before we ever had sex. And I asked him specifically, I was like, bruh, have you ever had any STDs? He said no. Because I asked any of my partners, have you been? Because I want to know. Like, I just feel like that's a fair question. If you've had them before, that lets me know, like, the potential that I take if I choose to take off that condom. And I just want to tell y'all, like, look, sex is great. It can be a very great thing. The shit can be fun. It can be exciting. It can be a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, one of the things it can be as well is deadly. It is so fucking serious that people take their health serious. If you're a woman, do not rely on no man. If you're a man, don't rely on no woman. Go get an STD check for yourself. You can get them at your local parent plan hood if you don't have insurance. Some of them, they get $50. Some of them are this. Get contraceptives, anything to protect yourself, because people will lie. And that was like a really hard lesson that I had to learn. And that shit was so scary. It was so sad. I thank God that I was so adamant about going to the doctor every 3 weeks because I would have had early signs and early detections, and I thank God that it wasn't HIV. And I don't know, I think he had like HPV or something like that. I don't even remember the second one, but I think it was I don't know what he had, the second one. I just know that it wasn't HIV, and I know I don't have it, and I know that whatever he got, I ain't got. So I'm thankful for that. But that was like a scary ass experience, one of the scariest things I've ever experienced. And I'm just telling you guys today, like, I didn't want to talk about it first because I was like embarrassed by it. But what am I gonna be embarrassed by? I'd rather talk about this, put this message out there, and help other people, because you be getting in relationships with people really thinking they faithful and truthful to you, and they're not. Like, they grimy, and they will fuck other people and don't even care. Like I said, dude number 2, he was fucking around on me the whole time, and I'm over here trying to be faithful to him, and then he want to dip the fuck out and then get a whole nother bitch pregnant. So it's just like, and then because he was being petty, I decided to be petty like a dummy. And it's just like, that happens way too often, and people end up in situations like getting texts saying, oh, I'm pregnant, or oh, I got an STD, and that's just scary. So I just wanted to share this message with y'all today. I know it's a little bit more on the serious note. I do take it serious. Like, please, guys, like, if you don't hear shit else I say, protect your body, protect your mind, and protect your soul. Like, you can't help who you fall in love with once you've given them in your heart, but don't just take people's words. Build a relationship with people, get to know people so you can really understand their true intentions with what they're doing in your life, because people will make their mouth say anything, and I had to learn that the hard way. And to do number 1 and do number 2, life lessons for real. Thank you guys for really letting me understand that I can't just trust what y'all say, because I'm the type of person, I just want to believe, like, no, like, who would lie about that? Like, I can't, like, I've literally tried to lie about the number of people I've slept with to people, and I can't even do that, because it's just like, I think of the lie, and then I'm like, oh, and I say the real number, because I feel like it's pointless. I feel like it's, at the end of the day, you got to be honest. So I don't know. This is something that was on my mind. I've been wanting to talk about it for a long time. Ooh. And at the end of the day, I didn't have no way of talking about it because I was kind of nervous. I was thinking people would judge me, but what is there to judge? I ain't got no STD. Thank you, God. I don't have no STD. And it was an experience that happened to me, and I should share that experience so other people can know, like, because there's people, I know I'm not the only one that's just out here trusting motherfuckers. Because if I was, then a lot of people wouldn't have STDs. There's a lot of people that's out here just trusting people just off the simple fact that they said, oh, no, I'm good. And I don't want to be one of those people, and I don't want, any of you guys to be one of those people either. So make sure you protect yourself. Use a condom, use a contraceptive until you get to know that person. And if you want to fuck people, go out there and fuck people, but just be aware that people will lie, and it's real. So anyways, guys, that's the end of that story time. I'm just, it's emotional because, like, that shit was so scary, y'all. I was like, this happened to me, God. Like, I went to the doctor every 3 weeks. How? Like, I was like, I protect myself. I was like, if I had an STD, I would have known. I haven't slept with this person in over a year. So how could I have done this? Like, I was just so mad at myself and judging myself and calling myself all kinds of names, because I'm just like, how could I be so dumb? And then I realized, like, there were things that I could have done to prevent it, but at the same time, I trusted people when I shouldn't have, and I should have used a condom with them, because as much as I would like to sit here and say I knew them, I knew of them and I knew things about them, but I really don't know the core of these people, because I didn't take that time to build a relationship. I was just like, ooh, a nigga like me, I want to be in love, ooh, babe, ooh, I love you, and I was ready to do that so quickly that I didn't take the steps to build up to that. So that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Comment down below if you guys want more stories. And yeah, anyways, peace. I'm out. And I think that's it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, guys, and stay safe. Peace.